Hey ladies, welcome to another episode of Journeys by Gigi. And if you've been watching and following along with us, you'll know that our theme for this month is I'm That Girl. And I'm That Girl is a statement that us ladies make whenever we have accomplished something, or we just want people to know that this is a boss girl. I'm a boss chick, right? And all week I have been interviewing some amazing ladies who share their journey, their story as it relates to identity, because this is what this theme is all about, right? And I have with me today the very lovely Rebecca Jean-Baptiste. Rebecca is a mom. She is a medical professional, and she also is an amazing cookie maker. So if you had the privilege of tasting some of Rebecca's homemade cookies, they're amazing. But I digress. I'm bringing it right back to our conversation about empowerment. Rebecca, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Alani.
Yeah, so I'm so excited to have this conversation with you because we're going to get into your childhood just a little bit, because this is just a part of your story, but a significant part of your story. But before I do, I want to just set the tone by asking you this first question. What does it mean when a woman says, I'm that girl?
When a woman says, I'm that girl, it communicates that she takes ownership of herself, of her environment, and she walks in that space with authority, without fear of what may or may not happen, because she's secure within herself. So that's what I think of when I hear a girl say, I'm that girl.
Yeah. Amazing. That's a great outlook on that. And it's a great way for us to move into our next question, which ties into your childhood. Can you tell us about how bullying affected you in your adolescence?
Yes. So the main things that I was bullied on is my appearance. Like, as you can tell, I'm very dark skinned. And they would say things like darkness nights, or just like really mean things about my skin tone. Because dark was not in. It was the high yellow that was in, but now it's so now I'm fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was picked on a lot about my looks and my body type. I was very thin growing up. And then when I got to like my junior year in high school, then it was an hourglass. And I was picked on for that as well, because it's like curves came out of nowhere. And and if you met me in person, I have a lot of curves, okay? Like,
Yes.
there's no hiding it. And so I was very subconscious about my body. I try to wear like sports bras to cover myself. And, I was just really insecure with my looks and my body.
Yeah, it's interesting how over time what's acceptable in terms of beauty changes. But as a young girl in high school, as you said, there were some mean things said to you about your appearance that would have caused you not to feel like you're that girl. But there was a moment in time where you decided that you had to switch that narrative, because at an early age you are so conscious enough to say to yourself that I can't live like this. I can't allow people's impressions of me to drive how I feel about myself. So tell me about how you were able to switch the narrative.
Yeah, one day I was like, I'm stuck with my body, because I've noticed there was another girl who had the same complexion as me. We're just the two dark skinned girls in the school. And one summer she bleached her skin. And then when she came back, everybody picked on her for having bleached skin. I was like, yo, is whether you do or don't, it don't matter. They're gonna find something to pick on you for. So I'm like, well, I'm just gonna accept my skin, because if I bleach my skin to make myself lighter, I'm gonna ruin my skin. And then hers, like she ruined her skin, and I didn't want that. And so I'm like, okay, I just have to accept myself. Like, this is how I was born. My skin is not changing. My hourglass figure is not changing. I have to change the way that I view myself. I have to accept myself, because people, whether they like me or not, their opinion is fickle and it changes day
Mhm.
by day. I can't put my identity on others and what people say. So that was the first thing of me realizing, like, I have to accept who I am. Because I'm not changing.
Yeah.
So that was number one. I want to do number two.
Yeah, sure. Jump
Okay.
into number two.
So then number two was, I realized that, okay, I accept how I am, but I am created with a purpose, right?
Mhm.
Like, my skin tone is not by mistake. My body figure is not by mistake. My intelligence, that was something that I was praised on my whole life, is being smart. Like, that was not by mistake. My goofiness, some people liked it, some people didn't. That was not by mistake. Scripture says that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And the fearfully is made with intentionality, you know, with with a sense of awe, right?
Yeah.
Like, I am created with awe, I'm created with purpose. Everything about me is intentional, from like my sparse eyebrows and my short lashes, like everything about me, whether I view it as an attribute or something negative, was all done with a purpose. And that was the first seed of confidence for me, is knowing that I was created with a purpose, and who I am is good, and how I
Mhm.
am is good.
Mhm. Perfect. That's so amazing, Rebecca. You know, it's so sad that, when people have to go through identity crises because of just the meanness. Quite frankly, it's just meanness of other people. But part of us being able to say, I'm that girl, is us being able to take our power back by understanding who we are, right? Meaning our identity, and also not just having a moment where you realize that, okay, these are the things that are unique to me and can't change and won't change, and I should embrace them, but also understanding some of the truths that are associated with how God created us and the purpose for which he created us the way he did. So I love that at a young age you were able to come to those realizations and deal with that before becoming um, an adult, right? So I'm gonna go to my final question for you, Rebecca, which is, what makes you that girl?
Okay. What makes me that girl is that I am sunshine. I walk into the room, I brighten up the room, everyone feels seen, I greet everyone, and I make people laugh, and we just have a great time. Whether I know you or not, it doesn't matter. By the end of the evening or the day, we're gonna be friends, we're gonna be exchanging numbers. And that makes me that girl. And I know that I know what it feels like to want to hide, and I know what it feels like to be unseen, and I know what it feels like to get negative attention. And so I want to provide positive attention to people, and to let them know that they're seen, that they are loved, and that they're good, and I appreciate who they are, and I carry that with me. So that makes me that girl, because people are attracted to how I make them feel.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for bringing the sunshine today. And this was a wonderful discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ani. Bye.
Bye.